Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Check the Score podcast. Today, it's our first podcast over the phone or over Zoom. Today, I'm joined by Sienna Yeo, latest member of the Newcastle Knights NRLW squad. How are you, Sienna?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Glad to get you on. It's obviously it's kind of that time of year. The NRLW season's kind of creeping up on us. Obviously with Origin going on, and but obviously congratulations. And for those who don't know, Sienna got a contract with the in as part of the squad of the Newcastle Knights in the NRLW. So the first question, I don't want to throw in the deep end so early, but how'd that all come about? Because obviously you're you were playing your footy on the south coast, and then to move up north to the central coast, like it's a bit of a big move.
Oh, yeah, well, it happened like Dave, like my manager, he called me one day because I had the development at Dragons lined up. And then he rang me just on a random day actually. And he was like, "Oh, like I've been talking to the Newcastle Knights coach, like, would you be interested?" And then I was like, "Well, yeah." I was like, if they beat the off the Dragons, got me, like, I'll consider it kind of thing. But me, like, I didn't really kind of think too much of it. I didn't think I was gonna like do anything about it. So I was in my head, I was just like, yeah, okay, it's like staying at Dragons kind of thing. And then he got back to me and was like, no, like they're offering you like a 2-year deal. And
Wow.
then in my head, I was like, oh crap. Like I didn't actually think this was gonna go through. Like I didn't think about moving or anything. Like I was just planning on staying at home. And then I spoke to my parents and they pretty much said like it's too good of a deal, like just to turn down. So then I think I actually called Scissors and spoke to Scissors as well. He was very helpful in that like clarification kind of thing, like what I should do to like improve my football and what I should do is like stepping forward. And then after like talking to my parents and Sis, I made up my mind to, I guess, move, sign, and come to Newcastle.
Don't mind me asking if it's a bit personal. I don't mind, but what did Scissors say in that moment? Obviously, being your coach, only picking up like your girls' side last year, um, but moving from obviously going from Tarsha Gale to then Harvey Norman to then literally the following campaign being a part of first grade. Was there any sort of like any what sort of words did he give you when it came to that?
Oh, he's really like Sis was awesome. Like he's pretty much our dad off like when we were playing like, Harvey's last year. He was everyone's dad. I think we had a few girls even say it to him. Um, but no, he was very good. He just said that pretty much like you just need to focus on you. Like, don't like think about like anything you have, like the Steelers and the Dragons. Like, you don't owe them anything, kind of thing. He just said you have to do what's best for you and like improve your game, that kind of thing. And he just said because we tried to get a 2 year, we tried to get like a contract again, like for next year with the Dragons, like the development this year, one for next year. And then he just pretty much just said, and when they turned that down, he just said you're kind of too good to just be playing Harvey Normans for the next 2 years, kind of thing. And then he also said that if you need help packing, like I can help move you. He was really good actually. So
Such
it
a
was
good
definitely a
guy. Like,
conversation I
yeah,
needed to hear.
love Scissors, and yeah, even like I was saying to you just before, but like even when he came on the podcast, just such a good guy, and obviously has so many stories, and he has so much experience in his
He
like
also
it,
he yeah. He also knows so much because when he come on, like he could like ramble at the top of his head like the whole Newcastle squad, and was like telling me like who's in my position kind of thing, like and he was like you have a shot kind of thing, and he said it'll be a good experience like new coaching. He was awesome, and then like I'm like how does he know all this? Like I was
he's always
it
in
blew
the
my
loop.
mind.
He would have
Yeah.
he would have done a bit of study given you guys played Newcastle in the grand final last year as well.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the fact he like remembered everything, like to every detail, and like he was
Yeah.
even like talking about like some moments of that game as well.
Yeah.
And I stood there. I was in the car. I remember I was in the car at work when he, because I originally called him when I wasn't at work, but he didn't call me back to the end of the day, and I was at work. And the girls in the car were like you take the call kind of thing. Like they all like my work's been so supportive with it as well. Like they've been
It's
awesome.
awesome. That's so good. And yeah, or as you said, 2-year deal. Bit of that's a big step. How's all the kind of moving been? Obviously, as you said, your family, and even like you're playing with your cousins at Steelers, or and your sister, or, yeah, your sister and your cousin at Steelers,
Yeah.
and like that whole transition because they're still a part of that system as far as my knowledge goes.
Yeah, they are. Um, well, like I didn't think of it like I remember counting down like the days like oh like 1 week till I leave like 3 days. Like I didn't think anything of it. I'm pretty sure I packed the night before. I like I didn't think too much of it because I don't know. I've no like no one in my family's moved out of home. Like I had no idea like
Right.
what I was expecting kind of thing. I don't know what I was even like I don't even know what I was doing leading up to it. But I was just pretty much just like hanging out with my friends. I knew I wouldn't see them in a while kind of thing. And then like have like been around my family. But no, my mum actually drove up and like helped me settle in and then drove home that same day. So good on her. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But
It's good.
yeah,
I
I
was gonna
couldn't
say
have
it's
done it
good.
without my friends and family.
Yeah, it's good. Like obviously, Newcastle at the end of the day is in driving distance. Like imagine, the
Yeah.
Titans came in for a deal or something like that. Like that'd been a bit more. Yeah,
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 maybe in a few
um,
years' time.
yeah, maybe. Um, what was I going to get into next? Oh my God, I've drawn a blank. Um, I was going to talk about um kind of obviously you starting this new chapter, has it allowed for you to reflect on like kind of why you started playing rugby league? Because I look, we've talked a few times, whether it be from when I was doing the work with Steelers last year to you came on a podcast whilst I was at university. So we've had a few conversations, but do you remember and pinpoint the time when you're like rugby league? I love rugby league.
Oh, I've loved it since I was young. Like it's growing up, I could list you off every single player in every single like team. Like I could name you every team list from like freaking like Cowboys down to like Dragons. Like I was obsessed with it growing up. But like my mum's rule was always like I wasn't allowed to play tackle till I was 16. So I grew up like playing like the netball. I played like the league tag, Oz tag, touch, anything that kind of involved like a ball. Because like I knew one day I'd eventually get into football. And then I signed up when I was 16. My mum wasn't too happy because she thought like we weren't going to do it.
Still developing a bit. Yeah.
I knew deep down she was like, okay, they're going to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the day she signed up, she had a little cry actually. She was like, no, like I don't want you playing. Like I'm see if you break your nose. Like she was so like iffy about it. And then anyways, I signed up, played, then COVID happened. So I played like 2 or 3 games. And then in COVID, I hurt myself. And so then I didn't, after I did that, like I wasn't thinking about going back to football. I didn't think too much of it. I was like, okay, I'll keep playing like the tag sports kind of thing. And then my first year of Tarsha Gale, actually, Courtney called me. Like I'm pretty sure that they were already like 5 weeks into their preseason. They were pretty much like I'm pretty sure it was a week before their last trial game. And then she called me and was like, hey, like we're desperate for a half kind of thing. Like any chance you could come to a training session, we'll see how you go. And then I got the message when I was in school. Like I was in my PE lesson actually, and I messaged one of my friends. Like I didn't message, I was sitting next to one of my friends. I was like, what do I do here? Like I was so just like I have no idea. It wasn't what I was expecting. And then I went to the training session. They kind of like they were like, yeah, just come to one training session, see how you go. Pretty much at one training session, they had like all the gear there. They're like, here, like come back next week, kind of thing. So after that, they're like trying to like they're like, you're playing, we need you. And then after that, it's history. So if it wasn't for Courtney, I guess I probably wouldn't be playing.
Because I didn't know that she was when I first got introduced to the Steelers, and the Harvey
Mm.
Norman team is obviously what I formerly knew, but I thought that Steelers took the Tarsha Gale as well as the Harvey Norman team, and I found out that obviously Courtney took the Tarsha Gale side, and then he went and did Harold Matts because that's how
Yeah.
we got into Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, he took
yeah,
the Matt side. And
yeah,
then in the winter season, he would come to the Harveys. Yeah.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think
No, for
Courtney was at
sure.
Dragons at that point.
Yes. You'd be right.
She was assistant coach of
Uh,
the Dragons team.
yeah, such a weird turn of events, like how things like that just all of a sudden come about from obviously that like that spare of the moment phone call, which she probably thought was a bit of a long shot, kind of now
Yeah.
turned into
Like
yeah,
I still think about it now. Like if it wasn't for that Tasha Gale side having no like halfbacks or anything, like I probably wouldn't even be in football. Like I'd probably just be
no,
on arenas games and watching her play.
that's
So
insane. That's insane to think about. I realized what I was going to say because I noticed that a few of the girls have been getting NRLW offers. I saw Lily's at West, and then Jordan Preston's gone to Canberra.
Yeah.
So, have you found yourself talking to those girls, knowing, like, understanding what sort of boat they're in? Obviously, probably not so much for Lily, but Jordan and yourself, obviously having to relocate. Um, how's that all been? Like, have you been talking to much of the girls from last year's side that are experiencing the same sort of things as you?
Yeah, well, I haven't spoken quite much to Rosie. I did like message her congratulations when her like listing came out, but I've been actually been talking to Geordie quite a bit. So she's over in Canberra. She's had to like relocate. She's in like a little like a group house, kind of like me. So I spoke to her like how that's all going, kind of thing. She's loving it down there. Like she absolutely loves Canberra, which is awesome. And then I saw her actually 2 weeks ago at the rookie camp. And then I remember like when we saw each other, we had like the biggest smiles. Like we just laughed. Like because I got to so pretty much I got to see like Maria, like all the girls.
So you still playing
Like
Steelers this year, or is she going to Dragons, Maria?
she's development at
Okay,
Dragons.
development. Yeah,
Like I
nice.
saw like Talia, O'Brien, and like all those girls.
Yeah,
So
that's
it was
awesome.
really nice. But yeah, I've been in contact with Geordie, like how she's going and everything. But yeah, I think she's enjoying it just as much as I'm enjoying it here. So which is awesome to hear.
Speaking of a weird turn of events, I remember talking to Scissors obviously at the start of this year, and he was telling me about how he was Geordie was thinking of quitting it all and ending, like, just saying that that was that at the start of
Yeah, I
last year
know.
before Harvey's. Apparently there was something along the lines of that she was going to go back to just junior rep and help coach and that sort of thing. And now obviously she's playing first
Look at her,
grade.
yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. So
She's awesome. When he first said that at the presentation night when she got player of the year, I was shocked. I was like, I have like never heard this before. I was like, whoa. So
because that was
thank
the
goodness
first
we
I'd heard of
heard
it
it.
too.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for Sis, I guess she wouldn't be playing.
It's
So
insane, insane
if
to
had
think
that
about.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Um, since we've been talking about Steelers a lot, and obviously the respect and obviously the memories that you have with those sorts of girls down there, um, last year's campaign, winning the Tarsha Gale and then winning Harvey Norman, it's kind of doesn't get much better than that. Is there any significant moments that stand out to you in that season?
The both of them or just the
Or either,
Harveys?
either.
Well, the Tarsha girls, like I can't get enough of that team. Like I still like things still come on like my Snapchat like a year ago today. That has got to be like one of my favorite teams I've ever played in. Like we were just a bunch of like 18, 19-year-old girls that just wanted to be there. Like we all had each other's backs. We like it got to like the point like where majority of us like went to Bali at the end of the year. Like they like so I've made some of my best friends playing in that team. So and then they actually threw me like a surprise going away party actually before I came to Newcastle.
That's so
And like all
awesome.
of them, like most of them showed up and so I can't get enough of that side. And then the way we played, like especially having like Casey as our half and like Evie, there's like a lot of leadership in that side too. Because like half that side's progressed onto the next level. And then same again with Harvey's, like we just connected. Like I don't know like what it was with those two teams, but we just connected so well. So I think it's like the environment as well, the coaching. So Sis, one of my favorites. He was awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it's just
Well,
the connections they've done.
well, a lot of those players overlaps, like obviously the likes of you and Bronte and um, Indy and all those sorts of girls, because a lot of them went back and played again this year. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I can understand obviously the kind of bond that you guys would have grown, obviously being, you know, going that far and that deep into a season with two groups of girls like twice, like it's undoubted that you're gonna kind of, if you hate each other's
Yeah.
guts, you're not gonna get that far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, when you spend that much time together, you're pretty much sisters, anyways. Like, I didn't really reckon I saw my teammates more than I saw my own sisters at home. Like, and Rian, like, especially my sister who I played with. Like, she was just, like, I'd look to my left and she'd just be there. I'd be like, oh my, like, I've seen too much of you. Like, so
Yeah,
that was pretty, we actually formed a very close bond actually over that. So I think she's like in our friend group as well now. So it's kind of good to
that's
see how
awesome.
it's kind of gone from being my sister to like now being one of my best friends.
Yeah. And obviously one of the things that people will always say, obviously playing with your cousin, playing with your sister, but more obviously when they see the surname on the team sheet, they kind of know where that surname's come from. Do you ever get that comparison a lot? Because I feel like you would.
No, not really. Like, I don't know. Like I definitely have gotten the questions like, oh, like, are you related to Isaiah? Like all those questions.
Yeah.
And then
Obviously, given you
I
guys play
don't
the
really
same
get,
position as well, like that's kind of
yeah.
yeah.
But no, I don't really get, yeah, compared so much to him. Like that's from my perspective anyway. Like I don't know about anyone else's, like if they
Yeah.
do compare me.
Yeah.
But I haven't, that doesn't really affect me kind of thing. I kind of like watch his game. Like I love the football. I watch most like the Penrith games. So I kind of like watch his football and try to adapt it to my own kind of thing. But I hope I don't get like measured up against him. But
Yeah.
hopefully I can kind of match that one day, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty big ask. Obviously, like Blues captain, like, ooh, that's like, I don't
Yeah.
doubt
Well,
you. I doubt
yeah.
I'm sure you can get there. I'm sure you can get there. Um,
Hopefully one day I'll be matching him.
yes. Um, I talked to Scissor about this, and I want to talk to you about it, which was the day of the grand final for Harvey's. I kind of want to see where your head was at with that whole day. Like, I feel like because there was a lot that day. You had the grand final, and then it was quickly rushed to the clubhouse for presentation that night. I don't know whose idea that was, but that was an absolutely crazy day. Um,
Well, let's just say I
but
don't think that'll ever be happening again.
yeah,
Like,
there's no way they do that again. Um, yeah, the look on some of the staff's faces was just like, yeah, it's all right.
yeah.
Time to like tap out type thing.
Yeah, I remember the look on Stacey's face when like she like tried to run and like turn the microphones off because Red and Kenzie and that took over the microphone and Shay.
That was
I
so
remember just
funny.
oh like I didn't know what to do in that moment.
I
Like I didn't
think
know
I
whether like
think
to laugh and be like, oh crap, what is
I
happening?
think Caitlin was, yeah, when I saw, when like it started off, yeah, all right. And then I'm like, whoa, okay, we need a,
And it just took a big turn.
well, it was in front of the sponsors too, right? So
Yeah, it was in front of
all,
everyone.
all the
Like I remember
sponsors and yeah, all the club
you needed
officials,
to
like,
spice
yeah,
things up. Like we just won the grand final. Like you needed to spice up. Like I remember walking away. That's probably the only presentation I remember being at. Like, and I'll
it's
probably
so
remember
funny.
that forever.
I'll
So
remember that for a while. That's
yeah,
that's I never so like I followed rugby league growing up like my whole life. Like come from a rugby league house. I never played it though. My mum refused. She said you can't play rugby league. And but like I know the game inside and out type thing. And that was my first ever obviously presentation I've been at. It's probably going to be my only presentation I'm going to be at, but it's one that I'll never forget. Like you know what I mean?
let's just say they don't end up all like that. They don't. Yeah, not
Yeah,
many players get up on the stage and take over the microphone and do a meet and greet or whatever they called it. The Q
yeah,
and
yeah,
A's.
yeah.
That's yeah. So I'll probably I'll
An
definitely remember that one
R-rated
forever.
Q&A.
I remember like
Yeah,
talking to Bronte afterwards, and Bronte goes, "That was the best thing ever." Bronte was
yeah.
like, "Presentations need to be more like that. Like instead of just sitting there like bored, like everyone was laughing. Like I looked over, and even a few of the sponsors were laughing. I know like some had serious faces, but then some were laughing.
Didn't
So
the main sponsor bring his daughter or something like that?
oh yeah, I kind of felt bad for that.
Yeah.
Like she was only
Um,
young too.
it's, um, but yeah, one of the main things I remember is I remember you girls got off the bus, entered the clubhouse, and you all walked in, and Scissors just like yelled as loud as he could. He's like, the champs are here, and everyone's just like eating their dinner, like enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
I'm like,
let's just say after the grand final, we stopped at a bottle O, and
yeah,
I think none of the players actually went in, I don't think, what I can remember. A few of them might have, but I
yeah,
remember Sis and Jai, I think, shouted at everyone. But they didn't buy too many because they knew we had that presentation on. So they kept it pretty small. But
yeah,
I think it's just the energy and like the excitement after winning a grand final that kind of
adrenaline
tipped us
dump type
over.
thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah, because they only bought like yeah a few drinks, like enough like two each or something.
yeah,
But then like yeah, a few girls not drink, then yeah, some of the girls like down like five. It was yeah,
yeah. And
that was a hectic night, and it'll be one of my favorite memories for a while.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
full state. So
um, I'm assuming a lot of your Newcastle teammates know that you played for Steelers, and obviously you beat them in their Resi team in the grand final last year. But what a one pinpoint moment in that game that I remember is they're up with like 8 minutes to go,
yeah,
and you're on their line, and what sort
Bronte
of
was.
emotions are running?
Oh,
What sort of emotions are running through your head before Caitlin sends Bronte crashing over?
well, I think I come off actually with I think like 10 to go or something like that. Like, I don't know, 20 to go. And then like I was when I come off, I was exhausted. I remember I threw the water bottle on the ground. I was like I was so mad because like I couldn't like keep going kind of thing. Like when I was on there, like I gave it my best kind of thing. Like I used up all my energy. And so I think I let one of the tries in. So I was so mad at myself. But then I remember watching the try line, and for some reason, like these are the moments where Bronte just steps up. Like in the big moments, she's there, like the right person. She was at the right place at the right time. And I remember when she got that ball, I look at Ryan because she was also on the bench. Like I was like, here we go. Like I remember I was like, I couldn't sit down. Like I was on my tippy toes, like biting my nails. It was, yeah, 'cause it's do or die. Like we had like, I don't even know how many minutes left we had. Like it wasn't many. And then as soon as she got the ball, oh, you should have seen us on the sideline. We were screaming. Like my voice hurt at the end of the game. Oh,
I remember Scissors saying that she scored in under 19s Origin, in the Tarsha Gale Grand Final, and in the Harvey Norman Women's Grand Final, all in one year.
I just, I don't get how she does it. She's just
Yeah.
always there when you need her. So like she's so reliable. So credit to Bronte. But I don't think I've hugged her that much after a grand final.
Yeah, I don't think she'll ever get as many hugs in her life as what she probably did after that game.
Like even when the buzz went when we all like ran on, it was a team effort. It was like we couldn't if one person was like not there, like the whole game could have been different. It was a team effort, so I can't get enough around those bunch of girls. Like they were awesome. So
No, that's
could have done
awesome. So you've moved up to Newcastle. Has preseason started yet?
it. Yeah, started last week.
Like, so how's that been going? Like, are you kind of straight into it, or is it kind of more obviously getting to know the girls, or is it like what sort of things go into an NRL preseason?
We had like a few, we had like a dinner and like an orientation before we started, kind of thing, and we had like a few like off feet like con sessions that the girls ran. So before that actually started, I had met the girls a few times, but then when we did start on last Monday, I'm pretty sure it was just like the basics. So we did like a con, obviously, it was preseason. I think we ran like 7.5 Ks that day. We were waking up the next day quite sore. And then we just like BJ, our coach, so he's been amazing. He gone through like all the basics, what to do, where to run, all the plays. So everything's just going step by step because I know there are a bunch of new girls in this squad. So I think we're just starting at the basics and then easing our way up, kind of thing. Like then on Wednesday we did contact last week, and then we started with the basics, like how to like where to put your head, how to wrap, how to like bring like slow death them. Like we started with the very basics, and this week we ramped it up. So then we end up at the end of contact with like full contact at the end.
And
So
when does like your preseason games start? So obviously you're in preseason training now, but and the season starts, I'm pretty sure, is it the first weekend in July?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
know we have a
obviously,
trial match in 3 weeks
okay.
against
Okay. So
Canberra, against Geordie.
wow, that'll be big.
So I'm excited for that, but yeah, obviously we need to still progress till we get there.
That's awesome. Um, and then when it comes to obviously your footy, is it moving up to Newcastle? Obviously, it's kind of a bit of drop everything. Um, from what I remember, you were studying at obviously UOW. Is that kind of being able to be allocated remotely, or have you moved on from that? Or
Well, I remember when I was speaking to BJ, like first when I was considering moving, and I pretty much just like I need like I can't like just leave the degree behind. Like I haven't just wasted like a kind of a year and a half of my life like doing the degree. And then he was like, no, like you need to like focus on your education. Like there is like things outside of football, like football's only a small part of your life, kind of thing. And then he was telling me he's been doing, I think like a primary ed degree over the last 11 years online. So when he told
wow,
me that, so he pretty much just said like if you need a day off to go back home and like attend uni, like just let me know, kind of thing. So he's been like education like is first, like work and education and family like they're first, and then football second, kind of thing. So when
so,
he told me that, I was like, okay, he's supportive, kind of thing. So that also helped my like moving, like me moving as well, because like okay, the coach is supportive behind my education, and then obviously like they had the grants and stuff for it. So then when he said that, I contacted like the uni, and it was more Wollongong Uni I had trouble with at the start. They pretty much just said, no, you can't finish the semester. You have to drop out now. It's not an online degree. And they pretty much just said no straight up.
Yeah, rough.
So, and then I was stressing out for a bit because I was like, okay, what do I do? Like, and then they end up emailing me a few days later and was like, okay, I've the head of PE emailed me. It was like, I've spoken to a few of your teachers. We think there's a way around it for you. So pretty much, like, I went back in, had another meeting. She kind of told me like I can kind of get these classes online, but I still have to do the pre-work ending classwork kind of thing. But I did go talk to my teachers to like see if they were fine with it because they're pretty much at the end of the day the ones that can pass or fail me. So then I had got those online. Then my other two classes, which are prac, like physical classes, I had to attend. But because I hadn't used my two unexplained absences, I've been using those at the moment, and I have to go back home once. So next week I'm
So
going
just
back
to
home.
finish the semester.
Yeah, so I only have to attend one class. So there's one on Monday and one on Tuesday, and then I've got my attendance up for the semester,
Okay.
which was
And
awesome. So
then from then on, how is that kind of allocation arranged?
because I got the 2 year deal, like I can't just like transfer up to Newcastle and go back home for one semester. So I've done a
Of
cross
course, yeah.
institutional studies. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm in progress
Right.
of doing it. Newcastle actually haven't got back to me. Speaking of
Yeah,
that, I
right.
probably need to check on that today. So pretty much cross institutional, it's pretty much you go between two universities depending on like the month, like the semester. So I'll do one semester at Wollongong at the start of the year, then I'll go to Newcastle for a semester and do the same thing the following year.
You're right.
So
Yeah,
I got a
I never thought
mm,
about that, but that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm glad because I remember when I read that you were up to Newcastle, I'm like, oh, what's the go with the studies? And like, I'm like, is that kind of a thing of the past, or is it kind of something still continuing? So I definitely did want to ask you that.
yeah, but it's been tough, I guess, but it's just annoying because the football season's like in between the two semesters, and because I'm at like
Yeah.
the share house kind of thing, we only get paid to like live here until October. Then after that, we have to pay
Oh,
rent kind
right.
of thing. So they pay
Yeah,
for our
right.
accommodation till the end of the season, and then we kind of have to move out. But
Yeah,
whereas
right.
the uni semester doesn't finish till November,
Okay.
so I still have to sort that accommodation out as well to finish the semester because it's just all over the place. So I still haven't finished that yet, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
I remember last time we talked at when you came on the uni radio show, um, you mentioned that obviously you got selected for the under 19s origin and you said glandular fever, I'm pretty sure you said you got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been any talks of representative honors, popping up type thing?
Um, Nothing at the moment. Like I don't think there's the next thing after what your rep, like your NRLW. It's kind of like Origin, and then like the Australia kind of thing after that. So at the moment, I just need to kind of focus on playing NRLW and then thinking about representative sides after that. I just need to focus on the season that's ahead of me.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then if anything comes my way, well, I gotta, yeah, sort with it, like sort of do that then. But I just gotta focus one step at a time kind of thing. Focus on having a good season, playing the best football I've played, and then, yeah, worrying about that later.
Um, that's pretty much all I had, except for I want to ask you one more question. If there's one thing you want to come out of the season coming with Newcastle, obviously we all know it's going to be a premiership, but if there's a personal goal or anything like kind of a small milestone you would want to hit for yourself, what would it be with your the season coming up at Newcastle?
Yeah, well, obviously the big goal is the premiership. That would be awesome. But again, just because I'm still only new to the game, kind of just a learning and adapting my style of game into the team. So improving what I can at lock, learning from a few of the older girls how to play, like how to get more like knowledge and experience of the game kind of thing. So just focusing on what I need to do for the team. And my personal goal, I want to improve my defense. So I want to improve my tackling, my like just technique, everything. So hopefully with the coaches we have, which have been awesome, I'm pretty sure I'm going in tomorrow actually to do extras on my tackling. But yeah, just
Awesome.
focusing on my game now and trying to become the best player I can. So that's kind of my goal. And then outside of that, maybe just focus on my studies, my bond with the girls, like some relationships, and yeah.
Absolutely. It was really nice talking to you again, Sienna, and really appreciate you coming on. And if you want to see any more guests like this on the podcast, whether it be via Zoom or in the studio as usual, let me know in the comments. Be sure to watch Newcastle Knights and the NRLW season coming up. Thank you for joining us, Sienna, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you for having me.